Greetings. This is the start of something new. As I've been saying for a number of weeks, our daily prayer videos, Matins, Vespers, and Compline, can't continue as they've been because of changes to the schedule of the congregation's life. I can't record them on Sunday mornings or Sunday afternoons and evenings anymore because of things that are resuming that were true before the pandemic initially started. The daily prayer videos that you've been hopefully praying with me through were intended to provide home devotions and home connections for those of you who are at home. It seems to me that the majority of us aren't stuck at home anymore. We're back to some version of a daily grind. And so it no longer seems appropriate to me to be celebrating Matins, Vespers, and Compline anyway, because most of you are not at home for half an hour in the morning where you have kind of a need to connect, to center, to focus, to hear. And that doesn't mean that our need for prayer has changed. It means that the way in which we are able to pray has changed. And that's okay. So for those of you who still want to use those devotional tools, those videos will remain up. ELW, Evangelical Lutheran Worship, is still a resource that's available to you. If you don't have a copy, it's available through many and various means. Google it, buy it through Augsburg Fortress, its publisher. Get a copy for the Pew edition for your home, and you can see the introduction videos that I wrote and took, in March 2020. And you can find then ways that you can structure your daily prayer practice for your needs. What these videos are going to become, because of the changes in our community life and the changes in our world's life, is going to be modeling something a little bit different. And I thought September was a good month to change it up. We are going to move from Matins, Vespers, and Compline into a other Lutheran style of daily prayer, modeled off of the Small Catechism. If you don't know the Small Catechism, it's found in the rear of Evangelical Lutheran Worship, as well as many other places. And the section that we're concerned with is on page 1166 and 1167, the morning blessing and the evening blessing. Now, what this really is, of course, is prayer for when you wake up and prayer for when you go to bed. I'm going to adapt it a little tiny bit, but almost exactly it's going to follow the way in which Luther has written it down in the Small Catechism. So, in the morning blessing is the sign of the cross, the Apostles' Creed, the Lord's Prayer, Luther's morning prayer, which is found right there in the Small Catechism, and then he suggests singing a hymn. I like singing. I'm going to be singing the hymn of the day. In the evening blessing, and this is prayer for right before we go to bed, we have the sign of the cross, the Apostles' Creed, the Lord's Prayer, and Luther's evening prayer, and then I'll leave a little bit of silence before we go to our sleep quickly and cheerfully. Now you'll notice that's morning and night, nothing for the evening. I'm going to try to provide a different kind of psalmody-based reflection for the evening lights, which will begin, I think, with the Magnificat. There's probably a hymn-sung version of that. I'll model Luther's morning and evening blessings so the prayers will be of similar length, but that will be a little bit more reflective, and that's intentional because the idea there is that we're going to spend some time in the Psalms and the Scriptures, kind of dwelling in hope as the sun sets before dinner. So that's going to be the morning blessing, the evening reflection, and the prayer before bed, night prayer. That's what we're going to be doing as we move forward into this new season in our life together. It's all based out of the Small Catechism, which you can find in Evangelical Lutheran Worship or any number of other places. The hymnody will be coming out of Evangelical Lutheran Worship, and the Psalms will also be based on the same. So if you have this hymnal, you have all the things that you will need, and I'll announce page numbers as they come. I hope that you'll join me for this new way of praying. I hope that it will provide an accessible daily rhythm for you. The prayers that I'm going to be recording are going to be designed per week So they're going to include the prayer of the day right before the morning and evening prayers. And that's so that we can kind of center on the theme of the week as well in the lectionary. Because otherwise, honestly, Luther wrote what he wrote so that it could be simply a memorized routine for each household, that you just do it every day. You don't have to think about anything. You don't have to look anything up. But he was writing for a mostly illiterate society, and that's not what we are. He was also writing for a society where books were extremely expensive, and it was very hard to get any sort of permanent resource in the home. We have the internet. So we're going to be a little bit more complicated by adding the prayer of the day, but not by much. Okay? So, morning prayer out of the small catechism. Evening blessing, which is actually night prayer, that's out of the small catechism. And we're going to have an evening reflection at 5 o'clock at where Vespers always was. And that will be psalmody and some prayer. Okay? So I hope you'll join me for that. God bless you. And I hope that you'll continue to pray with me. And I hope that you will continue to keep all those who are separated from the communities of faith in prayer. Until next time, God bless.